Hey Judd, how you doing? I've been a fan since Freaks and Geeks.
Oh, thank you.
And I loved Funny People, man.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's such a heartwarming story, and I could tell it was so personal to you.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate it.
So what was it about Tiny Furniture that made you want to get involved and create Girls?
Well, she, is an amazingly multi-talented person. I saw the movie. I didn't know she wrote, directed, and starred in it. I didn't know that was her family. I didn't even know her name. I just loved the movie. And then afterwards, someone said, "Oh, she did everything," and I was like, "Wow, that's someone I'd like to meet." And then I found out how little she made it for. And I love the stories that are personal, and I love movies that star people's real families. So I thought this was destined to happen.
Yeah, I've seen the first episode, and it feels like Tiny Furniture, but on a much funnier level.
Yeah.
So how did you help, bring the comedy punch to Girls?
Well, Jenni Konner, who's the executive producer, and myself, we sat with Lena after we did the first table read, and we just spent a whole night, the three of us in a room, and we just said, how can we make this whole thing like 40% funnier? And we just stayed up all night writing jokes, and that was the first time Lena had ever been in a comedy writer's room. It was just me and Jenni, but that's how we learned how to do it, and ever since, she's done it all by herself.
So you take a little bit of the credit and then give it all right back.
Well, I think that the process of like how funny things should be. I mean, you do have to make a conscious choice about where you want to be, in terms of drama or comedy. And once we found the pitch, then it was easy.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful show, and I can't. It's gonna be a hit on HBO, totally.
Well, I hope you're right.
So what's next for you? Are you going to go back and direct anything anytime soon?
Well, I produced Nick Stoller's next movie, which he wrote with Jason Segel, The 5-Year Engagement, which comes out at the end of April, which is really fantastic. Those guys just crushed it. I'm really, really excited for people to see that. And then my movie, This Is 40, which I wrote and directed, which is kind of the sort of sequel to Knocked Up about Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann's characters, comes out at Christmas.
Very nice. Have you ever considered going back and doing a little bit of stand-up?
Every few years when I feel stale, I do it. So I'm just finishing the movie now, so probably in the fall I'll do a little bit, just enough to terrify myself and remind myself where people laugh, and then I'll stop quickly.
Well, I especially loved the Funny People Blu-ray and everything that you guys added onto it. It really added to the film. It's one of my favorite films that you've ever done. I just wanted to thank you for that, and thank you for doing the interview. Thank you very much, Jeff.
Nice to meet you. Good luck.
Lena, this is Ryan.
Hey, Lena.
It's so nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you, too. I was here at South by when Tiny Furniture debuted.
Oh, awesome.
It was so exciting to see you on the red carpet here, and now with Girls. And now you have a Criterion Blu-ray. How does that feel?
Crazy. I mean, these are all things where it's like, if one of them had happened, I would have been like, okay, it's good. I've kind of done what I need to do, and I can leave this world now. So it's all of them happening at once was surreal and lucky, and I just feel so lucky to have the opportunity to continue working.
The Tiny Furniture Blu-ray is one of the best of the year, coming from them. Everything that you guys added on there is fantastic.
I'm so glad you like it. We worked really hard on the disc, and I'm really proud of the special features, and I'm also feel really lucky that they gave me so much input on what those would be, and they are also incredibly creative. So they're, when they sent me that cover design, I was like, okay, if you want to see that much of my face, I'm excited about it. But yeah, it was an amazing experience to put it together, and I'm so glad you liked it.
Yeah, when I got it in the mail, I was so excited because I feel so connected to the film when I saw it at South by. It's so touching. I love it so much.
That means so much to me.
And I've seen the first episode of Girls.
Oh, great.
So funny.
Oh, so glad you think so. I'm so glad you think so.
So it's still inspired by your family, just like Tiny Furniture was, right?
It is, and it's more than my family. It's also inspired by my friends. It was sort of an opportunity to explore where they're at and where we're at collectively, and that was really exciting for me.
All right. Well, thank you so much for doing the interview.
Such a pleasure to meet
You
you.
too.
Thank you for buying
Much success. Hey, Jenni. It's very nice to meet you. Alex,
Yeah, nice to meet
will you be bringing any nihilistic qualities to Girls?
A little bit, actually. I will, yeah. There are some similarities to my character in Tiny Furniture, which you're referring to, but it's a pretty different thing. But there's a little bit of nihilistic residue that still remains on my character, yeah.
But no more riding on the cowboy or on the horse.
Not yet. We never.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So how did you become involved in this group?
Sue Nagel, who was just a friend of mine, gave me a copy of Tiny Furniture, and I was super obsessed with it. And I had talked about it so much to so many people that when Lena was looking for a supervisor, they were like, well, we know someone. And so they put us together and we fell in love. And she was like, okay, I want to do this. And I said, we'll go meet with other people, talk to other people. And then she was like, I don't want to. So we connected, and then Judd called a couple of weeks later and said, how can I help? So it was very smooth and easy.
It's a total fairy tale of a situation. I mean, Alex, you guys were here at South by Southwest 2 years ago, and now...
I was here even the year before. Her first movie showed in a conference room.
Yes.
Like, that's so crazy.
And the first movie is on the Blu-ray edition on Criterion.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, this is all just a dream come true. How does it feel?
It feels great. I mean, to be honest, it hasn't fully set in. Maybe because it feels so dreamlike. It happened so quickly. The rise has been so meteoric for Lena that it is hard to fully digest and even reflect upon. It's been great.
So, will it set in when you go in and you hear that Austin crowd just go nuts?
It'll be a step towards settling in, and then when we see it on TV on April 15th, that'll be another step. And all these things it's slowly solidifying. It's
very nice drop.
Group of people before. So
it's so good.
I'm excited to see where the laughs are and where people are responding.
Thank you so much for doing the interview. Nice to meet you too.
Thank you,
I love Tiny Furniture, man.
Thank you.